Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this video. Hope you're staying safe. Hope your family's safe. Sunday message. I'm actually passing by the church I grew up coming to. And so, I figured I'd come on and make a quick video and share a little Sunday message with you. It look like they're actually letting out right now. But, when I was growing up, I came to this church, and back then, I guess they're not Sunday schools over. They had Sunday school. They're not church getting ready to start, I guess. But growing up, I went to that church back there. I guess maybe you can see people getting out. But I went to that church, and back then they had a van. And Mr. Blake was the guy's name. I remember his name. His name was Blake because he actually was my football coach as well. When I played football, he was my coach. And he would come, good guy, real good guy. He would come pick up not only he picked up me and my brother and I, and he picked up some other members. He would make a couple trips back and forth, picking people up, bringing them to church. And we would go and listen to the message. Sometimes Mom would give us Sunday school money. We would go to the store. There's a store right around the corner. We would go and get candy. For church. Sometimes they actually had a video arcade game there too. We played the arcade a little bit, but for the most part, the church had members in there that knew my mom. And if we weren't in church, they would tell my mom we would get in trouble, so we mostly stayed in church. And that was ingrained in us. And nowadays, at my age, I don't go as much, not that often, like I should. I believe, my faith is strong. I believe. And even I was thinking, and I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and I noticed, and she made a valid point that it's good to congregate with people. Like even if you're in a business and you're an entrepreneur, I believe entrepreneurship. If you're an entrepreneur, you go to different entrepreneur events, you go to different business meetings and stuff. But so I need to start going. Start back going, just the fellowship. Despite, I know a lot of people get turned out by church, and I do as well. But that shouldn't hinder you. Like I say, sometimes you can hinder your own blessings. But Sunday messages, that's not what Sunday message is about. Sunday message is about, I was actually having a conversation with an older gentleman. He's 83. And he was telling me about, when he was a little boy, and how he would have to go to church too, like they would send him to church. And he was just sharing with me some stories. And one of the things he said resonated with me. It resonated with me. He was talking about Jesus coming back. And a lot of times people, when you talk about Jesus, talk about different religions. Some people, regardless of what you believe, I'm just sharing a story with you. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. So, anyway, he was talking about Jesus, and he was saying that people have been talking about Jesus coming back since he was a kid, and he made a point. He said he hasn't seen Jesus come back. But he knows that people die every day, and that resonated with me because if you believe, you have to believe. Well, you don't have to believe, but I believe that you go someplace after this shell is gone, your spirit is transferred somewhere else. So whether you believe in heaven or hell, you have to believe that this isn't it. You don't have to believe it, but. That's what I can say. That's what I believe. This isn't it. This isn't all. So I haven't been perfect throughout my life, throughout my time on this planet. You know, I have a lot of regrets. I don't live with regret. You know, I ask for forgiveness from people that I've hurt or offended, and I try to be the best version of myself, because that's all you can do. You know, you can't live with regret. You can't change things that happened in the past. You can't go. I don't have a time machine. I can't. If I did, I would change some of the things that I've done, I didn't do, but I don't have a time machine, and I can't go back in time to change anything that happened in the past. All I can do is be the best version of myself and try to do things different. Learn from my mistakes, and that's all you can do. So, and that's Sunday's message. You know, don't live with regret. Don't try to fix things that happened in the past, or make people make you upset, or, you know, hurt behind things that happened in the past. Because I actually was having a conversation with someone about that last night, you know, talking about things I did 20 years ago. I'm like, okay, well, it's like, that was 20 years ago. I'm like, I'm older and wiser. I can't change things I did when I was in my 20s. You know, like, if that's part of growth, part of progress. You can't you can't change what you did in the past, and you should learn from your mistakes. If somebody's still doing the same thing they did 10 years ago, still acting the same way they acted 10 years ago, then they're not growing, they're not learning. So that's pretty much it. You know, I don't some of the same music that I listened to when as a kid, as a teenager, I don't listen to now. I still like Cube, and Tupac, and some of their songs, even some of Tupac's songs I can't vibe with anymore. And that's surprising, because, you know, Tupac was one of the greatest. But Jigga, Jay-Z, I still rock his albums. You know, I still listen to some of his albums, because he's always been talking about entrepreneurship and different things, like elevating yourself financially. So I can always rock to his music. But that's getting off Sunday message. But, you know, like I said, you can't really change the past. And should you go to church? That's entirely up to you. You know, I think you know, we deal with a lot of homelessness in this country, and that's surprising, because the prices of homes are skyrocketing, and people living in the streets, even people that work every day out in California. People that work every day, you know, go to work every day and can't afford to pay bills because the prices in California are so high. So I think the churches can do more to help the members in their church and members in their community, and I think they can do more. But, you know, like I say, this area right here where I'm driving around in, there's a church almost every corner. So I feel like the church, the people of God, people that believe in God, you know, should come together and try to make this world we live in a better place. And that's all I have. And that's Sunday's message, you know. Be the best version of yourself. Be the best version of yourself. Be the best you can be. And strive to do something to help someone else in this world we live in. Try to make the world a better place. You know, hold yourself accountable for the things you do, and learn from your mistakes. And love others. And that's his message. So that's all I have. Tell somebody you love them. And because you never know, you never know when we're gonna leave this planet. You never know when your number's gonna be called. So let people that you love know that you love them, and try to embrace them, be around them when you can. So that's all. That's it. You be safe. You be blessed. And guess what? I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.